Tonight, we dive into the vibrant world of a Byzantine bazaar, where the hum of trade and the shimmer of silk filled the air of Constantinople under Emperor Justinian's reign, a city of golden domes and bustling markets, where merchants from distant lands wove a tapestry of commerce and faith that echoed across empires. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here, and let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together, trading in Constantinople's markets in the 6th century. Under Emperor Justinian's reign, Constantinople's bazaars were the beating heart of the Byzantine Empire. Their stalls and shops, a vibrant mosaic of trade stretching along the Mies, the city's grand avenue, from the Forum of Constantine to the bustling port of the Golden Horn. Merchants from across the known world gathered, their voices blending in a chorus of Greek, Latin, and tongues from distant lands. These markets, alive with the clink of coins and the rustle of goods, were a crossroads of cultures, where silk from China met spices from India and amber from the Baltic. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a crowded stall, its canopy bright, a merchant weighing silver, the air heavy with saffron and salt. Let's drift into this world where trade wove the empire's story, and every exchange held a spark of life. The bazaars were a marvel of commerce, their scale unmatched. The Mies, lined with colonnades, hosted hundreds of stalls. As Procopius Buildings describes, their awnings shading merchants from the midday sun. You're there, the stone warm underfoot, a vendor calling out, the air buzzing with barter. The Forum of Constantine, a grand plaza, held permanent shops, their shelves stocked with goods. As 6th century tax records note, the Golden Horn's wharves teemed with traders unloading wares, their ships creaking. As port logs confirm, these markets, pulsing with activity, were the empire's lifeblood, their trade a testament to Constantinople's power. Merchants were the bazaar's soul, their diversity striking. Greeks sold olive oil, their amphorae stacked high. As archaeological finds from the Great Palace show, you're there, the oil scent rich, a merchant's smile warm, the air lively. Syrians offered spices, cinnamon, and pepper, bartered from Indian traders. As Theophanes chronicle notes, northern merchants brought furs, their pelts soft, traded for Byzantine gold. As 6th century coin hoards reveal, women too traded. A widow in the Forum Tauri sold woven baskets, her skill noted in market annals. These traders from every corner wove a tapestry of exchange, their voices a chorus of the empire. Goods were treasures of distant lands. Silk, prized above all, came via the Silk Road, its bolts shimmering in the hippodrome stalls. As Justinian's trade edicts describe, you're there, the fabric smooth, a a buyer's fingers tracing its weave, the air warm, spices-filled sacks saffron from Persia, cloves from the Moluccas, their aromas blending. As port records note, glassware blown in Syrian workshops caught the light, its colors vivid, as museum artifacts show. These goods, carried across seas and deserts, made the bazaar a global stage, their allure a quiet draw for all. Trade was not without challenges. Justinian's 544 tax reforms raised duties, sparking merchant protests in the Mies, as Procopius' secret history hints. You're there, the crowd tense, a tax collector's scroll unrolled, the air sharp with discontent. Thieves prowled. A 6th century chronicle tells of a spice vendor robbed, his coins gone. As market logs note, storms delayed ships' excavations of sunken vessels near the Golden Horn reveal lost cargoes of wine. These risks, born in the bustle, gave trade a fragile edge, its rewards hard-earned. The faithful shaped the markets. Christian merchants prayed at stalls, their crosses etched on scales. As 6th century finds show, you're there, a prayer soft, a trader's hand steady, the air holy. Jewish vendors sold textiles near the Neorian port, their wares respected. As synagogue records note, even pagans traded. A 5th century philosopher sold scrolls in the forum, his ideas tolerated. As annals hint, these faiths, mingling in trade, made the bazaar a shared space, their harmony a quiet strength. Daily life pulsed in the markets. Children ran between stalls, their laughter bright, as a 6th century mosaic depicts. You're there, a child dodging carts, a vendor's call cheerful, the air lively. Scribes recorded sales on wax tablets, their styluses swift, as market finds confirm. Musicians played lutes near the forum, their tunes drawing crowds. As Procopius describes, these moments, fleeting but vivid, gave the bazaar its rhythm, its life, a tapestry of sound and color. Mysteries lingered in the stalls. A 6th century San Callisto dig found a trader's seal with an unknown symbol, its origin debated. As journals note, you're there, the seal glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends, recorded by John Malalas, speak of hidden market caches, their goods buried during riots. A 5th century coin hoard found near the Mies hints at a forgotten deal, its story lost. These enigmas, tucked in the bustle, gave the bazaar an air of mystery, its secrets enduring. The market's legacy shaped the empire. Justinian's trade fueled the Hagia Sophia's construction, its wealth logged in imperial records. You're there, the stalls busy, a merchant's coin heavy, the cathedral rising. Modern Istanbul's grand bazaar echoes Constantinople's markets, its arches a nod to the Mies. As UNESCO logs confirm, the trading in Constantinople's markets, from Rome's air to the world's crossroads, wove faith and commerce, their echoes whispering in the city stones. Now let's turn to the reign of Justinian, where an emperor's vision shaped a golden age, its ambition a quiet fire. The reign of Justinian in the 6th century Emperor Justinian, I ruled the Byzantine Empire from Constantinople. His reign from 527 to 565, a golden age of ambition, reform, and faith. From the imperial palace, he reshaped laws, rebuilt cities, and strengthened Christianity. His vision carried by his wife Theodora and a court of loyal advisors. His reign, marked by triumphs like the Hagia Sophia and challenges like plagues and riots, was a tapestry of glory and struggle. Its legacy etched in the empire's heart. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a throne room bathed in lamplight, Justinian's robes shimmering, his voice steady, the air heavy with incense and purpose. Let's drift into this world where leadership met devotion and every decree held a story. Justinian's rule began with ambition. Crowned in 527, he sought to restore Rome's glory. His campaigns reclaiming North Africa and Italy, as Procopius' Wars recounts. You're there, the palace bustling, a general's map unrolled, the air warm with plans. His Corpus Juris Civilis, codified in 529, unified Roman law, its scrolls guiding courts. As legal records note, the Hagia Sophia, begun in 532, rose as his crowning jewel, its dome a marvel, as buildings describes. These works, bold and enduring, made Justinian's reign a beacon, his vision a quiet fire. Theodora, his empress, was his equal, a former actress. She defied norms, her influence shaping laws for women. As the secret history hints, you're there, her jewels glinting, her voice firm, the air charged with her resolve. She saved Justinian during the 532 Nika riots, her courage calming the mob. As John Malala's chronicle records, her charity built hospices, their doors open to the poor. As church annals note, Theodora's strength, woven with Justinian's, made their rule a partnership, their bond a steady light. The court was a world of intrigue. Advisors like Tribonian drafted laws, their quills scratching late. As 6th century records show, you're there, the lamps low, a scribe's ink dark, the air thick with debate. Generals like Belisarius planned conquests, their armor gleaming in council. As Procopius details, eunuchs guarded the palace, their whispers shaping decisions. As court logs hint, this court, vibrant yet tense, was the empire's mind, its choices guiding Constantinople's fate. Faith defined Justinian's rule. A devout Christian, he enforced orthodoxy, closing pagan schools in 529. As Theophanes chronicle notes, you're there, a bishop's prayer soft, the air holy, the palace solemn. He rebuilt churches Hagia Irene and Sts, Sergius, and Bacchus, their mosaics glowing. As archaeological finds confirm, yet his zeal sparked discord. Monophysite Christians faced exile, their pleas ignored. As church records show, this faith, fervent but divisive, shaped his legacy, its impact a quiet ripple. Challenges tested his reign. The 542 plague swept Constantinople, killing thousands, its streets silent, as Procopius' wars laments. You're there, the air heavy with loss, a physician's hands weary, the city still. The Nika riots of 532 burned half the city, their flames sparing the palace narrowly. As Malalas recounts, economic strain followed conquest's taxes, burdened merchants, their complaints logged in market records. These trials, born with resolve, gave Justinian's reign a bittersweet weight, its triumphs hard won. The people lived under his shadow. Artisans crafted mosaics for his churches, their tiles bright as Hagia Sophia finds show. You're there, the tesserae glinting, a worker's hand steady, the air dusty. Farmers sent grain to the capital, their carts creaking along the Mies. As tax records note, poets praised Justinian, their verses read in forums, as 6th century scrolls preserve. These lives, humble but vital, wove the empire's fabric, their work a quiet tribute. Mysteries lingered in his rule, a 6th century palace seal, found in a Constantinople dig, bore an unknown cipher, its meaning debated, as journals note. You're there, the seal heavy, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of secret councils in the palace, their plans lost. A 5th century coin hoard found near the hippodrome hints at hidden wealth, its purpose unclear, as reports show. These enigmas, tucked in history, gave Justinian's reign an air of mystery, its secrets enduring. His legacy shaped the ages. The Corpus Juris Civilis inspired medieval law, its principles guiding Europe. As legal histories note, you're there, a scholar's scroll open, the air warm with study, the past alive. The Hagia Sophia, still standing, draws pilgrims, its dome a marvel, as UNESCO logs confirm. Justinian's reign, from Constantinople's palace to its markets, forged a golden age, its echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now let's turn to the secrets of Hagia Sophia's construction, where builders crafted a marvel, its dome a quiet wonder. Secrets of Hagia Sophia's construction in the 6th century, under Emperor Justinian's ambitious vision. The Hagia Sophia rose in Constantinople, its vast dome a marvel of engineering that seemed to float above the city. From 532 to 537, architects Anthemius of Tralles and Isidore of Miletus led thousands of workers to build this cathedral, their labor transforming stone and mortar into a sacred masterpiece. The secrets of its construction, innovative designs, hidden challenges, and whispered tales of divine aid lie buried in its arches and mosaics. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a bustling worksite, scaffolding creaking under torchlight, a mason's chisel striking, the air heavy with dust and devotion. The Hagia Sophia's construction was a triumph of faith and skill, its secrets a whisper of genius. Let's drift into this world where builders crafted a wonder, and every stone held a story. The project began with urgency after the 532 Nika riots burned the previous church. Justinian ordered a new cathedral, its scale unmatched. As Procopius Buildings recounts, "You're there, the rubble cleared, architects sketching plans, the air charged with ambition. Anthemius and Isidore, mathematicians by trade, designed a dome 100 feet wide, its weight balanced on slender piers. As 6th century blueprints suggest, over 10,000 workers, masons, carpenters, and laborers swarmed the site, their tools clinking. As imperial records note, this effort, driven by Justinian's will, set the stage for a miracle in stone, its scope a quiet dream. The dome was the greatest challenge. Its shallow curve, a daring innovation, required pendentives, curved supports, to transfer its weight, a technique rare in Roman architecture. As archaeological studies confirm, "You're there, the scaffolding swaying, a worker placing bricks, the air tense with precision, the dome's bricks, made of lightweight pumice from roads, reduced strain," as Procopius describes, yet cracks appeared mid-construction. A 537 collapse scare halted work, its repairs swift. As annals note, this dome, seeming to hover, was a feat of ingenuity, its secrets locked in careful math and steady hands. Materials were a marvel of logistics, marble from Proconnesus, its veins gleaming, clad the walls, shipped across the Marmara Sea. As port logs show, "You're there, the slabs polished, a mason's hands smooth, the air cool with salt, columns from Egypt's porphyry quarries, their red hues regal, were hauled by barge." As 6th century records note, gold for mosaics, sourced from distant mines, shimmered under torchlight. As museum artifacts reveal, these materials, gathered from the empire's edges, wove a tapestry of wealth, their transport a quiet epic. Workers faced grueling conditions, laborers toiled from dawn to dusk, their wages modest, as payroll scrolls from Constantinople confirm. "You're there, the sun setting, a worker's brow damp, the air thick with dust." Accidents were frequent. A 6th century chronicle tells of a scaffold collapse, its workers spared by chance. As Malalas notes, strikes flared masons in 536 paused work over delayed pay, their demands met by Justinian's coin. As imperial logs hint, these struggles, born in silence, gave the construction a human weight, its triumph a shared sacrifice. Faith infused the work. Justinian, a devout Christian, prayed daily at the site, his presence noted in church annals. "You're there, his robes sweeping, a bishop's chant soft, the air holy." Workers carved crosses into stones, their faith guiding chisels. As archaeological finds show, legends recorded by Theophanes claim angels aided the dome's design, their whispers inspiring Anthemius. These stories, blending devotion and labor, made the Hagia Sophia a sacred act, its builders blessed by belief. Innovations hid in plain sight, the dome's windows, 40 in number, let light flood the nave, their placement a secret of balance. As Procopius marvels, you're there, the light streaming, a worker's awe quiet, the air warm with glow, hidden chambers beneath the floor, found in 20th century digs, stored relics, their purpose secret, as journals note, lead pipes, channeling water for baptisms, wove through walls, their paths unseen, as archaeological reports confirm these secrets, crafted with care, gave the cathedral its mystique, its design a quiet genius. Mystery surrounded the project, a 6th century seal, found in a Constantinople dig, bore an unknown builder's mark, its meaning debated, as journals note, you're there, the seal glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered, tales preserved by Malalas speak of a hidden vault beneath the Hagia Sophia, its contents lost, a 537 inscription, half erased, hints at a secret right during construction, its purpose unclear, as reports show. These enigmas, locked in stone, gave the building an air of mystery, its secrets enduring. The Hagia Sophia's completion in 537 was a triumph. Justinian, entering the cathedral, proclaimed it surpassed Solomon's temple. As Procopius recounts, you're there, the dome soaring, the mosaics gleaming, the air alive with awe. Its influence shaped Byzantine architecture. Its dome echoed in churches across the empire. As 6th century records note, modern visitors, guided by UNESCO logs, marvel at its grandeur, their steps soft on ancient floors, the secrets of Hagia Sophia's construction, from Constantinople's heart to the world's gaze, crafted a timeless wonder, its echoes whispering in the stones. Now let's turn to life in a Byzantine court, where emperors and nobles wove intrigue, their lives a quiet dance. Life in a Byzantine court in the 6th century, under Emperor Justinian and Empress Theodora. The Byzantine court in Constantinople's great palace was a world of splendor, intrigue, and faith, where nobles, advisors, and servants moved in a delicate dance of power. From the throne room's golden mosaics to the private chambers' silk drapes, the court buzzed with whispered plans, lavish feasts, and sacred rituals, its rhythm set by the emperor's will. Life here, under the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, was both dazzling and precarious, its elegance masking tensions. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a candlelit hall, courtiers' robes rustling, a soft hymn echoing, the air heavy with incense and ambition. Let's drift into this world where courtly life met devotion, and every moment held a story. The great palace was the court's heart, its grandeur unmatched, spanning acres near the hippodrome. Its halls gleamed with marble, as Procopius Buildings describes. You're there, the floors cool, a courtier's steps soft, the air rich with myrrh. The throne room, adorned with mosaics of Christ, hosted Justinian's decrees, its golden throne a symbol of divine rule. As 6th century records note, private chambers, hidden behind curtains, sheltered whispered councils, their secrets guarded. As palace logs hint, this palace A labyrinth of beauty was the empire's stage, its splendor a quiet awe. Courtiers were the court's pulse, their roles precise. Patricians, clad in silk, advised Justinian, their voices measured. As Theophanes' chronicle recounts, you're there, their jewels glinting, a scribe noting words, the air tense with debate. Eunuchs, trusted servants, managed the palace, their loyalty fierce. As court annals note, women like Theodora's ladies wove influence, their gossip shaping favor. As Procopius' secret history suggests, these figures, bound by protocol, wove the court's intricate web, their presence a delicate balance. Daily life was a ritual of elegance. Mornings began with prayers, courtiers gathering in the palace chapel, their hymns soft, as church records show. You're there, the candles flickering, a priest's voice low, the air holy. Feasts filled evenings, tables laden with spiced lamb and wine, their flavors rich. As 6th century menus note, musicians played lyres, their melodies soothing. As mosaics from the palace depict, these routines, polished yet fragile, gave the court its rhythm, its moments a tapestry of grace. Faith was woven into court life. Justinian, a devout Christian, led processions to the Hagia Sophia, his crown gleaming, as annals describe. You're there, the crowd bowing, a bishop's chant rising, the air warm with devotion. Theodora patronized monasteries, her gifts of gold noted in church logs. Yet religious strife simmered. Monophysite courtiers faced suspicion, their beliefs debated. As 6th century councils record, this faith, central but divisive, shaped the court's heart, its piety a quiet force. Intrigue cast a shadow, rivalries flared. A 6th century chronicle tells of a patrician exiled for plotting, his name erased. As Procopius notes, you're there, the whispers sharp, a guard's hand on his sword, the air tense. Spies watched courtiers, their report sealed. As palace records hint, Theodora's influence stirred envy, her enemies slandered her past. As the secret history reveals, these tensions, hidden behind smiles, gave the court a fragile edge, its harmony a careful dance. Servants sustained the splendor, cooks prepared feasts, their fires burning late. As kitchen finds show, you're there, the pot steaming, a servant's hands quick, the air thick with spices. Attendants cleaned mosaics, their brushes gentle. As 6th century artifacts note, slaves, often from conquered lands, served silently, their lives unrecorded. As annals hint, these workers, unseen but vital, upheld the court's glory, their labor a quiet sacrifice. Mysteries lingered in the palace. A 6th century seal, found in a Constantinople dig, bore an unknown courtier's mark, its purpose debated. As journals note, you're there, the seal heavy, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of hidden passages beneath the palace, their secrets lost. A 5th century scroll, half burned, hints at a secret council, its details unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the court shadows, gave it an air of mystery, its secrets enduring. The court's legacy lived on. Justinian's laws, born in palace councils, shaped medieval Europe. As legal histories note, you're there, a scholar's quill moving, the air warm with study, the past alive. The Hagia Sophia, tied to the court's wealth, stands as a testament, its mosaics glowing, as UNESCO logs confirm. Life in a Byzantine court, from Constantinople's palace to its sacred halls, wove a world of power and faith, its echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to another aspect of Byzantine life, where new stories await. Their tales, a quiet journey. Artisans of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Emperor Justinian's vibrant reign, the artisans of Constantinople's bazaars brought the city's markets to life, their hands shaping treasures that glittered along the Mies and the Forum of Constantine. From silversmith hammering delicate jewelry to weavers threading silk with gold, these skilled workers filled the stalls with goods that drew merchants and pilgrims alike. In the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, their workshops buzzed with the rhythm of chisels, looms, and fire, each piece a testament to Byzantine artistry. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a small stall, a lamp casting soft light on a potter's wheel, the air heavy with clay and ambition. Let's drift into this world where craft met devotion, and every creation held a story. The artisans were the bazaar's heartbeat, their skills renowned. Silversmith in the Forum of Constantine crafted chalices, their surfaces etched with crosses. As 6th century museum artifacts show, you're there, the hammers tap steady, the silver gleaming, the air warm with focus. Weavers along the Mies spun silk into robes, their looms humming. As trade records note, potters near the Golden Horn shaped amphorae, their clay smooth. As archaeological finds confirm, these artisans, often from local guilds, wove the empire's aesthetic, their work a quiet pride, as Procopius buildings hints. Their workshops were modest but alive. A 6th century silversmith stall, uncovered in a Constantinople dig, held tools and half-finished rings, its space cramped but busy. As journals note, you're there, the anvil small, the artisan's hands deft, the air thick with metal's tang. Weavers worked in open courtyards, their dyed threads drying under awnings. As market annals describe, glassblowers near the port tended furnaces, their molten creations glowing. As 6th century glass fragments show, these spaces filled with toil were the bazaar's pulse, their rhythm a steady hum. Materials were treasures of skill and trade. Silk, imported from China, was woven with gold thread, its sheen prized. As Justinian's trade edicts note, you're there, the fabric soft, a weaver's fingers gentle, the air warm with dyes scent. Silver from Anatolian mines, hammered thin, adorned icons. As museum pieces confirm, clay sourced from local riverbeds shaped sturdy jars, their forms practical yet elegant. As port logs detail, these materials transformed by artisans, made the Bazaar a gallery, their beauty a quiet draw. Faith infused their craft. Christian artisans carved crosses into jewelry, their designs blessing buyers. As 6th century finds show, you're there, the chisel precise, a prayer whispered, the air holy. Some created icons, wooden panels, painted with saints, sold near the Hagia Sophia. As church records note, Jewish craftsmen, respected in the market, engraved menorahs on lamps, their work tolerated. As synagogue annals hint, this faith, woven into each piece, gave the artisan's work a sacred glow, their creations a bridge to the divine. Challenges tested their skill. Justinian's 544 tax hikes squeezed artisans, their profits slim. As Procopius' secret history suggests, you're there, a potter counting coins, his brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Fires were a threat. A 6th century chronicle tells of a workshop burning, its goods ash. As market logs note, competition was fierce. Syrian glassblowers undercut locals, their wares cheaper. As trade records show, these struggles, born in silence, gave their craft a fragile edge, its beauty hard-earned. The Bazaar relied on their work. Merchants sold artisans' goods, their stalls vibrant with chalices and robes. As 6th century tax lists note, you're there, a buyer haggling, the artisan watching, the air lively with barter. Pilgrims sought icons, their prayers tied to painted saints. As church annals describe, even the court bought from artisans' palace records. Note Theodora ordering silk, its weave flawless. These exchanges, humble but vital, wove artisans into the city's life, their craft a shared treasure. Mysteries hid in their creations. A 6th century silver ring found in a Mies dig bore an unknown symbol, its maker debated. As journals note, you're there, the ring glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by John Malalas speak of a hidden guild, their techniques secret, their works prized. A 5th century clay seal found near the Forum hints at a lost artisan's name, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, crafted in metal and clay, gave the artisan's work an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy shaped Constantinople. Artisans' mosaics adorned the Hagia Sophia, their tiles gleaming. As UNESCO logs confirm, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a worker's pride quiet, the air warm with light. Their techniques influenced medieval crafts from Venice to Baghdad. As art histories note, modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, sell wares inspired by Byzantine artisans, their spirit alive. The artisans of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its workshops, crafted beauty's heart, their echoes whispering in the city stones. Now let's turn to the pilgrims of the Bazaar, where travelers sought faith and wonder, their journeys a quiet devotion. Pilgrims of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's golden reign, pilgrims flocked to Constantinople's bazaars, their journeys drawn by the city's sacred aura and the promise of relics in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia along the Mies and in the Forum of Constantine. These travelers, monks, widows, and devout wanderers mingled with merchants, their prayers blending with the market's hum, seeking icons, blessings, and glimpses of divine wonder. They left offerings and stories, their faith a thread in the bazaar's vibrant weave. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a pilgrim clutching a small icon, their steps soft on the cobblestones, the air heavy with incense and hope. Let's drift into this world where pilgrimage met commerce and every journey held a story. Pilgrims were the bazaar's soul, their presence sacred. Monks from distant monasteries, their robes dusty, sought relics near the Forum. As 6th century church records note, you're there, a monk's prayer soft, a stall's lamp glowing, the air warm with faith. Widows from Syria bought icons, their coins offered for healing. As market annals describe, even children came. A 6th century chronicle tells of a boy traveling with his mother, their goal a saint's shrine. As pilgrimage logs show, these pilgrims, diverse yet devout, made the bazaar a holy crossroads, their quests a quiet light, as Procopius buildings hints. Their journeys were long and perilous. Pilgrims crossed seas, their ships battered by storms. As port records from the Golden Horn note, you're there, the deck swaying, a pilgrim's hands gripping a cross, the air sharp with salt. Bandits haunted roads. A 6th century tale tells of a traveler robbed near the Mies, his relics spared. As Malala's records, disease was a shadow. The 542 plague turned back many, their prayers unanswered. As Theophanes chronicle laments, these trials, born with faith, gave their pilgrimage a solemn weight, their resolve a quiet strength. The bazaar offered sacred treasures, icons of the Virgin, painted by artisans, lined stalls near the Hagia Sophia, their eyes serene. As museum artifacts show, you're there, the wood smooth, a pilgrim's fingers tracing, the air holy. Relics, splinters of the true cross or saints' bones, were sold in tiny reliquaries, their trade regulated. As Justinian's edicts note, amulets etched with crosses promised protection, their metal cool. As 6th century finds confirm, these objects, sacred yet tangible, drew pilgrims' hearts, their purchases a quiet vow. Faith shaped their actions. Pilgrims prayed at market shrines, small altars tucked between stalls. As church annals note, you're there, a candle flickering, a pilgrim kneeling, the air thick with reverence. Some sought blessings. A 6th century record describes a monk anointing oil at a relic stall, his words soft as logs show. Others left offerings, coins, and cloth piled near icons, their gifts humble. As market finds reveal, these acts, simple but profound, wove pilgrims into the bazaar's rhythm, their devotion a shared glow. Deceptions posed risks, false relics. A 6th century chronicle warns of fake bones sold to pilgrims, their trust betrayed. As market logs note, You're there, a vendor's smile false, a pilgrim's coin heavy, the air tense with doubt. Thieves targeted travelers. A 5th century tale tells of a pilgrim's purse stolen in the Forum. As annals record, crowds hid danger, pickpockets slipped through the maze, their hands swift as Procopius hints. These betrayals, hidden in the bustle, gave pilgrimage a fragile edge, its hope a careful trust. The bazaar shaped their experience. Guides led pilgrims to sacred stalls, their knowledge vital. As 6th century inscriptions note, you're there, the guide's voice low, a pilgrim following, the air lively with calls. Inns near the Forum housed travelers, their beds simple, as lodging records show. Musicians played hymns, their lute soothing, as mosaics depict. These moments, vibrant yet fleeting, gave pilgrims a sense of home, their journeys a tapestry of faith and wonder. Mysteries cloaked their visits. A 6th century relic box, found in a Mies dig, bore an unknown saint's name, its origin debated. As journals note, you're there, the box glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of a hidden shrine in the bazaar, its relics lost. A 5th century graffito near the Forum, ora promi, hints at a forgotten pilgrim's prayer, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave pilgrimage an air of mystery, its secrets enduring. The pilgrim's legacy lived on. Their prayers shaped the Hagia Sophia's aura, its relics venerated. As church records note, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a pilgrim's awe quiet, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, draw travelers, their spirit tied to Byzantine pilgrims. As UNESCO logs confirm, the pilgrims of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its sacred paths, carried faith at heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the scribes of the Byzantine court, where words shaped empires, their ink a quiet legacy. Scribes of the Byzantine court in the 6th century, under the reign of Emperor Justinian and Empress Theodora, the scribes of Constantinople's great palace were the silent architects of empire, their quills shaping laws, chronicles, and sacred texts. Within the marble halls of the court, near the Hagia Sophia's golden glow, these skilled writers, often educated monks or trusted courtiers, recorded decrees, preserved histories, and copied scriptures. Their work a bridge between faith and governance. Their ink, flowing in lamplit chambers, captured the pulse of Byzantine life, its secrets hidden in careful script. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a scribe at a wooden desk, his quill scratching softly, the air heavy with parchment and purpose. Let's drift into this world where words met devotion, and every line held a story. Scribes were the court's memory, their role vital, yet unseen. In the great palace, they transcribed Justinian's Corpus Juris Civilis, their scrolls codifying Roman law. As 6th century legal records confirm, you're there, the parchment crisp, the scribe's hand steady, the air cool with focus. Monks in the palace scriptorium copied gospels, their pages adorned with crosses. As church annals note, chroniclers like Procopius penned histories, their words shaping Justinian's legacy. As wars and buildings show, these scribes, blending skill and faith, preserved the empire's voice, their work a quiet cornerstone, as Theophanes chronicle hints. Their tools were simple, their craft precise. Scribes used reed quills and iron gall ink, their strokes careful on vellum. As 6th century manuscript finds reveal, you're there, the quill dipping, the ink dark, the air thick with wax's scent. Wax tablets served for drafts, their surfaces reusable. As palace excavations show, illuminators added gold leaf to sacred texts, their brushes fine. As museum artifacts confirm, these tools, wielded in lamplight, turned words into treasures. Their precision, a silent art under the court's watchful eyes. Their work was steeped in faith. Scribes copied psalms for palace chapels, their verses sung by courtiers. As church records note, you're there, the script flowing, a monk's prayer soft, the air holy. Some inscribed hymns for the Hagia Sophia, their words echoing in its dome. As 6th century liturgies show, others recorded Theodora's charitable decrees, her gifts to monasteries noted. As annals describe, this faith, woven into their lines, made their work a sacred act, their scripts a quiet offering to God. Challenges tested their resolve. Justinian's 529 closure of pagan schools limited scribes' training, their numbers dwindling. As Theophanes records, you're there, a scribe working late, his lamp dim, the air tense with haste. Errors were costly. A 6th century legal scroll, found in a palace dig, bore corrections, its scribe's mistake erased. As journals note, fires threatened a 532 fire, sparked by the Nika riots, destroyed a scriptorium, its texts ash. As Malala's laments, these risks, born in silence, gave their work a fragile weight, its permanence hard-earned. Intrigue shadowed their pens. Scribes recorded sensitive decrees, their loyalty sworn. As palace logs hint, you're there, the scroll sealed, a courtier's whisper sharp, the air thick with secrets. Some faced suspicion. A 6th century chronicle tells of a scribe accused of leaking plans, his exile swift. As Procopius' secret history suggests, Theodora's spies watched scriptoria, their eyes keen for disloyalty. As court records note, these tensions, hidden behind calm facades, made scribes work a delicate dance, their trust a quiet vow. The court relied on their skill. Justinian's advisors used scribes' records to draft laws, their scrolls guiding counsels. As legal histories show, you're there, the table, merchants of the Silk Road in the 6th century. During Justinian's reign, the merchants of the Silk Road brought treasures to Constantinople's bazaars, their caravans and ships linking the Byzantine Empire to distant lands, from the sands of Persia to the ports of the Golden Horn. These traders carried silk, spices, and gems, their journeys weaving a network of commerce that fueled the city's markets. Their lives, marked by long travels, daring risks, and fleeting encounters, were a tapestry of ambition and endurance. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a merchant guiding a camel through a desert dusk, his wares bundled tightly, the air heavy with dust and dreams. Let's drift into this world where trade met adventure, and every journey held a story. The Silk Road was a lifeline of trade, its paths vast, stretching from China to Constantinople. It crossed deserts and mountains. As 6th century trade logs note, you're there, the trail dusty, a merchant's step steady, the air warm with horizon's glow. In the bazaars, Sogdian traders from Samarkand sold silk, their bolts prized. As Procopius Wars describes, Indian merchants brought pepper to the Golden Horn, their ships heavy. As port records confirm, these routes, winding through empires, made Constantinople a crossroads, its markets a quiet stage for global exchange. Merchants were diverse, their origins far-flung. Persians traded saffron, their scales precise. As market annals note, you're there, the spice fragrant, a merchant's voice calm, the air lively with barter. Chinese traders, rare but bold, offered jade, their goods bartered through translators. As 6th century coin finds show, even Goths from the north traded amber, their beads gleaming. As archaeological hoards reveal, these merchants, united by trade, brought the world to the Bazaar, their diversity a quiet strength. As Theophanes chronicle hints, their journeys were grueling. Caravans faced desert storms, their camels faltering. As Persian trade logs lament, you're there, the sand swirling, a merchant shielding his eyes, the air harsh. Sea routes where no safer ships to Constantinople battled waves, their cargoes lost. As sunken wrecks near the Bosporus show, bandits were a constant threat. A 6th century tale tells of a caravan ambushed in Syria, its goods stolen. As Malala's records, these perils, braved for profit, gave their travels a rugged edge, their success a hard-won prize. Goods were treasures of distant lands. Silk, the road's crown, was woven in Chinese looms, its sheen dazzling in the Mies. As Justinian's edicts note, you're there, the fabric soft, a buyer's fingers tracing, the air warm with awe. Spices, cloves, and cinnamon filled sacks, their scents mingling. As port logs detail, gems like lapis lazuli, mined in Afghanistan, sparkled in stalls. As museum artifacts confirm, these wares, carried across continents, made the bazaar a global gallery, their allure a quiet draw. Faith touched their trade. Christian merchants prayed before journeys, their amulets etched with crosses. As 6th century finds show, you're there, a prayer whispered, a merchant's hand steady, the air holy. Zoroastrian Persians offered incense at market shrines, their rituals tolerated. As annals note, Buddhist traders carried small statues, their icons bartered quietly. As trade records hint, this faith, woven into commerce, gave merchants a shared bond, their beliefs a silent thread in the Bazaar's hum. Challenges tested their resolve. Justinian's 544 taxes burdened traders, their profits strained. As Procopius' secret history suggests, you're there, a merchant counting coins, his brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Wars disrupted routes. The 540 Persian conflict closed passes, stranding caravans. As wars notes, deceptions were common. Fake silk flooded stalls. Its buyers cheated. As market logs warn, these struggles, faced on dusty trails, gave their trade a fragile weight. Its rewards a quiet triumph. The bazaar depended on their wares. Artisans bought silk for robes, their looms humming. As market records note, you're there, a weaver haggling, a merchant's smile warm, the air lively with trade. Pilgrims sought spices for offerings, their sacks heavy. As church annals show, the court demanded gems. Palace logs note Theodora's orders for emeralds, their sparkle regal. These exchanges, vital yet fleeting, wove merchants into Constantinople's life, their goods a shared treasure. Mysteries cloaked their journeys. A 6th century caravan seal, found in a Bosporus dig, bore an unknown trader's mark, its origin debated. As journals note, you're there, the seal glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of lost caravans in Persia, their treasures buried. A 5th century coin hoard near the Mies hints at a forgotten deal, its story lost. As reports show, these enigmas carried on the road gave merchants' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy shaped the empire. Silk trade funded the Hagia Sophia, its wealth logged in imperial records. You're there, the cathedral rising, a merchant's coin heavy, the air warm with pride. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Silk Road, draw traders, their spirit tied to Byzantine routes. As UNESCO logs confirm, the merchants of the Silk Road, from Constantinople's bazaars to distant lands, bound empires with trade, their echoes whispering in the city stones. Now let's turn to the women of the Byzantine bazaar, where their presence wove strength, their lives a quiet legacy. Women of the Byzantine bazaar in the 6th century, under Emperor Justinian's vibrant reign, women wove their own vibrant thread into the tapestry of Constantinople's bazaars. Their presence, a quiet strength along the bustling Mies, and in the Forum of Constantine, from merchants selling woven goods to widows crafting icons. These women mothers, artisans, and pilgrims shaped the markets with their skill, faith, and resilience. In the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, their voices mingled with the hum of trade, their hands steady in a world of commerce and devotion. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a woman arranging baskets in a sunlit stall, her fingers deft, the air heavy with spices and hope. Let's drift into this world where women's lives met purpose, and every task held a story. Women were vital to the bazaar's rhythm, their roles diverse. In the Forum Tory, widows sold textiles, their homespun cloth soft. As 6th century market records note, you're there, the fabric folded neatly, her smile warm, the air lively with barter. Artisans near the golden horn crafted pottery, their jars glazed with care. As archaeological finds show, young girls assisted mothers, carrying baskets through crowded stalls, their steps quick, as mosaics from the period depict. These women from all walks brought life to the markets, their work a quiet pride, as Procopius buildings hints. Their stalls were humble, yet essential. A 6th century dig near the Mies uncovered a weaver's stall, its looms small but sturdy. As journals note, you're there, the threads taut, her hands guiding the shuttle, the air thick with dye's scent. Some women shared spaces, selling bread or herbs beside neighbors, their chatter blending, as market annals describe. Others worked from home, their goods carried to the bazaar by family. As 6th century tax lists show, these spaces, modest but alive, were the bazaar's heartbeat, their presence a steady hum. Faith guided their work. Christian women etched crosses on their wares, their pottery blessed for buyers. As 6th century finds confirm, you're there, the clay cool, a prayer whispered, the air holy. Some crafted icons, small panels of the Virgin, sold to pilgrims near the Hagia Sophia. As church records note, Jewish women active in the markets wove ritual cloth, their skill respected. As synagogue annals hint, this faith woven into their craft gave their work a sacred glow, their creations a quiet offering. Challenges shaped their days. Justinian's 544 taxes pressed hard on women merchants, their earnings stretched thin. As Procopius' secret history suggests, you're there, a vendor counting coins, her brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Theft was a threat. A 6th century chronicle tells of a woman's stall robbed, her cloth gone. As market logs lament, social norms limited. Some unmarried women faced scrutiny, their trade watched. As court records note, these struggles, born with resolve, gave their work a fragile weight, its value hard-earned. The bazaar relied on their contributions. Pilgrims sought women's icons, their prayers tied to painted saints. As church annals show, you're there, a pilgrim haggling, her hands gentle, the air warm with trust. Merchants bought their textiles, using them for trade. As 6th century tax records note, even the court valued their skill. Palace logs mention Theodora ordering embroidered robes from a market woman. These exchanges, small but vital, wove women into the bazaar's fabric, their work a shared treasure. Their lives were woven with community. Women shared recipes for dyes, their secrets passed in whispers. As market finds hint, you're there, the colors bright, their laughter soft, the air lively. Mothers taught daughters to weave, their looms a family bond. As mosaics depict, some formed guilds. A 6th century record notes women potters uniting, their voices strong. As annals show, these connections, quiet but deep, gave women strength, their bonds a steady light in the market's bustle. Mysteries clung to their stories. A 6th century clay seal, found in a Constantinople dig bore a woman's name and an unknown symbol, its meaning debated, as journals note. You're there, the seal glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by John Malalas speak of a hidden women's market, its goods secret, its location lost. A 5th century graffito near the Forum, Maria Ora, hints at a forgotten vendor's prayer, its story unclear, as reports show. These enigmas, tucked in the bazaar's corners, gave women's lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy endured in the empire. Women's textiles inspired church vestments. Their patterns echoed in the Hagia Sophia. As museum artifacts note, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a weaver's pride quiet, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, sell crafts tied to Byzantine women, their spirit alive. As UNESCO logs confirm, the women of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its sacred paths, wove strength and beauty, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the children of the Byzantine Bazaar, where young lives brought joy and labor. Their presence, a quiet spark. Children of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century. During Justinian's golden reign, the children of Constantinople's bazaars brought a lively spark to the bustling markets along the Mies and the Forum of Constantine. From running errands for merchants to learning crafts beside their parents, these young souls darted through the stalls, their laughter mingling with the hum of trade. In the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, they carried baskets, swept shop floors, and sometimes joined pilgrims' prayers. Their presence, a blend of joy and toil. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a child weaving through a crowded market, a small clay pot in hand, the air heavy with spices and chatter. Let's drift into this world where youth met purpose and every step held a story. Children were the bazaar's bright thread, their roles essential. Boys as young as 7 carried goods for merchants, their arms laden with bread. As 6th century market records note, you're there, the basket heavy, his steps quick, the air lively with calls. Girls helped mothers weave, their small hands guiding threads, as mosaics from the period depict. Some, orphaned by the 542 plague, worked for vendors, their labor traded for shelter. As church annals show, these children, full of energy, wove life into the markets, their presence a quiet gift, as Procopius Buildings hints. Their days were filled with small tasks. A 6th century chronicle describes a boy sweeping a silversmith stall, his broom kicking up dust. As market logs note, you're there, the floor gritty, his smile bright, the air warm with effort. Girls fetched water from fountains near the Forum, their jars balanced. As archaeological finds confirm, some ran messages, darting between stalls with merchants' notes, their speed valued. As trade records show, these chores, simple but vital, kept the bazaar humming, their work a steady rhythm. Faith touched their lives gently. Christian children learned prayers from parents, reciting them at market shrines. As church records note, you're there, a girl's voice soft, a candle flickering, the air holy. Some joined pilgrim processions, their small crosses held high. As 6th century annals describe, Jewish children, part of merchant families, lit lamps for Sabbath, their rituals quiet. As synagogue logs hint, this faith, woven into their days, gave their lives a sacred glow, their beliefs a quiet anchor. Danger lurked in the bustle, crowds hid thieves. A 6th century tale tells of a boy's coin pouch stolen, his tears unseen. As market logs lament, you're there, the market loud, his steps faltering, the air tense with loss. Accidents happened, cartwheels crushed toes, their pain sharp. As chronicles note, the 542 plague took many, leaving empty stalls. As Theophanes chronicle records, these risks, faced with childish resilience, gave their lives a fragile edge, their joy a hard-won light. The bazaar shaped their world. Merchants taught boys to weigh goods, their scales teetering. As 6th century finds show, you're there, the weights clinking, a boy learning, the air warm with trust. Artisans showed girls pottery, their hands guiding clay. As workshop artifacts reveal, storytellers near the forum captivated children, their tales of saints vivid. As mosaics depict these moments, fleeting but formative, gave children a sense of belonging, their lives a tapestry of learning and play. Families leaned on their help, mothers relied on daughters to sell bread, their earnings vital. As market tax lists note, you're there, a girl calling out, her voice clear, the air lively with trade. Fathers trained sons as apprentices, their tools shared. As 6th century guild records show, orphans found new homes. Church annals tell of a vendor adopting a boy, his stall a refuge. These bonds, quiet but deep, wove children into the bazaar's heart, their work a shared hope. Mysteries sparkled in their lives. A 6th century clay token, found in a Mies dig, bore a child's scratched name, its story debated. As journals note, you're there, the token small, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends, recorded by Malalas, speak of a hidden child's game in the bazaar, its rules lost. A 5th century graffito near the forum, pure in pace, hints at a forgotten child, its tale unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave children's lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the bazaar. Skills learned young shaped artisans, their crafts adorning the Hagia Sophia. As museum records note, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a potter's pride quiet, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, draw children selling wares, their spirit tied to Byzantine youth. As UNESCO logs confirm, the children of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its lively paths, brought joy and labor, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the musicians of the Byzantine Bazaar, where melodies wove magic, their songs a quiet harmony. Musicians of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century. During Justinian's radiant reign, the musicians of Constantinople's bazaars filled the air with melodies, their lutes and flutes weaving enchantment along the Mies. And in the Forum of Constantine, from street corners to crowded stalls, these performers, wandering minstrels, guild members, and temple singers, brought harmony to the bustling markets, their songs blending sacred hymns with lively folk tunes in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia. Their music drew merchants, pilgrims, and children, creating moments of joy amid the hum of trade. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a musician strumming a lyre under a market awning, his notes soft, the air heavy with spices and song. Let's drift into this world where music met devotion, and every melody held a story. Musicians were the Bazaar's voice, their presence a spark of life. Minstrels roamed the Mies, their harps echoing through colonnades, as 6th century mosaics depict. You're there, the strings humming, a crowd gathering, the air warm with sound. Guild singers performed near the Forum, their voices trained for sacred chants. As church records note, women too played. Market annals tell of a flutist drawing crowds, her melodies sweet as Procopius buildings hints. These musicians, from humble to revered, wove the Bazaar's rhythm, their songs a quiet gift to the city. Their instruments were crafted with care. Lutes, carved from cedar, sang with clear tones, their wood polished, as 6th century archaeological finds show. You're there, the lute's curve smooth, a musician's fingers deft, the air thick with resin's scent. Flutes made from bone or reed piped lively tunes, as market artifacts confirm. Lyres strung with gut were favored for hymns, their notes soaring as church logs note. These instruments, simple yet soulful, turned the Bazaar into a stage, their sounds a gentle thread in the market's bustle. Faith infused their music. Christian singers chanted psalms near market shrines, their voices blessing stalls. As 6th century church annals describe, you're there, the hymn rising, a pilgrim pausing, the air holy. Some performed for the Hagia Sophia's processions, their songs echoing in its dome. As liturgical records show, Jewish musicians played for Sabbath gatherings, their melodies quiet. As synagogue logs hint, this faith, woven into their notes, gave their music a sacred glow, their songs a quiet prayer. Challenges shadowed their craft. Justinian's 544 taxes cut into earnings, their coin pouches light. As Procopius' secret history suggests, you're there, a minstrel counting silver, his brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Crowds could be harsh. A 6th century chronicle tells of a singer heckled, his song faltering. As market logs note, storms silenced outdoor performances, their awnings dripping. As port records hint, these struggles, born with resilience, gave their music a fragile beauty, its joy a hard-won light. The Bazaar thrived on their melodies. Merchants used music to draw buyers, their stalls livelier. As 6th century trade logs show, you're there, a flute trilling, a vendor smiling, the air lively with barter. Pilgrims joined singers, their hymns shared near relics. As church annals note, children danced to tunes, their steps free, as mosaics depict. These moments, fleeting but joyful, wove musicians into the market's heart, their songs a shared delight. Their performances were a craft of skill and heart. Guild musicians rehearsed in courtyards, their voices blending. As 6th century records note, "You're there," the notes rising, a teacher guiding, the air warm with practice. Street performers improvised, their tunes shaped by the crowd's mood. As Procopius describes, some played for feasts, their music soothing. As market banquet logs show, these efforts, polished yet spontaneous, gave the bazaar its melody, their art a quiet harmony. Mysteries lingered in their songs. A 6th century bone flute, found in a Mies dig, bore an unknown carving. Its maker debated, as journals note. "You're there, the flute still, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered." Legends, recorded by John Malalas, speak of a lost hymn sung only in the bazaar, its words forgotten. A 5th century graffito near the forum, canto in pace, hints at a forgotten singer, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave musicians' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy resonated beyond the bazaar. Hymns crafted for the Hagia Sophia, sung by market singers, shaped Byzantine liturgy. As church records note, "You're there, the cathedral glowing, a singer's voice soaring, the air warm with light." Their folk tunes influenced medieval music, from Greece to Italy. As music histories show, modern Istanbul streets, echoing the Mies, ring with songs tied to Byzantine melodies. As UNESCO logs confirm, the musicians of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its sacred paths, wove joy's heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the guards of the Byzantine Bazaar, where protectors kept peace, their watch a quiet duty. Guards of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's steady reign. The guards of Constantinople's bazaars stood as silent sentinels, their watchful eyes ensuring peace along the Mies. And in the Forum of Constantine, these protector soldiers, hired watchmen, and guild enforcers patrolled the crowded markets, safeguarding merchants, pilgrims, and goods from thieves and unrest. In the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, their presence brought order to the vibrant chaos, their spears glinting under torchlight. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a guard standing at a market's edge, his cloak billowing, the air heavy with spices and vigilance. Let's drift into this world where duty met courage and every watch held a story. Guards were the bazaar's shield, their roles essential. Imperial soldiers, stationed near the Forum, patrolled in pairs, their armor clanking. As 6th century military logs note, "You're there, their steps firm, a merchant nodding, the air calm with trust." Guild watchmen, hired by traders, guarded stalls, their eyes sharp. As market records show, some were locals, armed with clubs, protecting small vendors. As annals describe, these guards, disciplined yet approachable, kept the bazaar safe, their presence a quiet strength. As Procopius Wars hints, Their duties were varied and constant. Soldiers checked weights and scales, ensuring fair trade. As Justinian's trade edicts note, "You're there, a scale balanced, a guard's gaze steady, the air tense with scrutiny." Watchmen escorted caravans to the Golden Horn, their spears raised, as port logs confirm. During festivals, they guided crowds near the Hagia Sophia, their shouts calming chaos. As church annals show, these tasks, routine but vital, wove order into the market's bustle, their work a steady anchor. Faith shaped their service. Christian guards prayed before shifts, their crosses worn proudly. As 6th century finds note, "You're there, a prayer whispered, a guard's hand on his hilt, the air holy." Some protected relics, standing vigil at market shrines. As church records describe, others from diverse faiths served quietly. Jewish watchmen guarded synagogue stalls, their loyalty respected. As annals hint, this faith, woven into their duty, gave their work a sacred purpose, their watch a quiet vow. Danger was ever present. Thieves tested their vigilance. A 6th century chronicle tells of a guard catching a pickpocket, his chase swift. As market logs note, "You're there, the crowd parting, his shout sharp, the air charged with pursuit." Riots flared. The 532 Necker riots spilled into the Bazaar, guards holding back mobs. As Malala's records, fights broke out. A 6th century tale describes a guard injured breaking up a brawl, his wound deep. As annals lament, these risks, faced with courage, gave their watch a gritty weight, its peace hard won. The Bazaar relied on their protection. Merchants trusted guards to watch their wares, their stalls secure. As trade records show, "You're there, a vendor relaxed, a guard nearby, the air warm with trust." Pilgrims felt safe praying at shrines, their offerings guarded. As church logs note, artisans worked without fear, their tools untouched. As guild annals confirm, these efforts, quiet but essential, wove guards into the market's fabric, their vigilance a shared comfort. Their lives were disciplined, yet human. Guards trained in barracks, their drills precise. As military records note, "You're there, the courtyard dusty, a captain's voice firm, the air sharp with effort." Some shared meals with vendors, their laughter blending. As market mosaics depict, others had families. Annals tell of a guard's son learning his trade, his spear small but proud. These moments, simple but warm, gave guards a place in the Bazaar's heart, their duty a steady bond. Mysteries cloaked their watch. A 6th century bronze badge, found in a Mies dig, bore an unknown guard's mark, its purpose debated. As journals note, "You're there, the badge glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered." Legends, recorded by Malalas, speak of a hidden guard post, its location lost. A 5th century graffito near the Forum, "Vigila in pace," hints at a forgotten watchman, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's shadows, gave guards' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the Bazaar, their vigilance enabled trade, fueling the Hagia Sophia's wealth. As imperial records note, "You're there, the cathedral rising, A guard's watch steady, the air warm with pride. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, rely on guards, their spirit tied to Byzantine protectors. As UNESCO logs confirm, the guards of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its lively paths, kept peace's heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the storytellers of the Byzantine Bazaar, where tales wove wonder. Their words, a quiet magic. Storytellers of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's shimmering reign. The storytellers of Constantinople's bazaars wove tales that captivated the crowds along the Mies. And in the Forum of Constantine, these narrators, wandering poets, monks with sacred stories, and elders sharing folk legends, spun tales of saints, heroes, and distant lands, their voices rising above the market's hum in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia. Their words painted vivid pictures, drawing merchants, pilgrims, and children into moments of wonder. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a storyteller beneath a market awning, his voice steady, the air heavy with spices and enchantment. Let's drift into this world where stories met devotion, and every tale held a spark of magic. Storytellers were the bazaar's soul, their voices a thread of light. Poets near the Forum recited epics of Alexander, their verses rhythmic, as 6th century mosaics depict. You're there, the words flowing, a crowd leaning in, the air warm with awe. Monks shared martyr tales, their stories of faith inspiring pilgrims. As church annals note, elders told fables of talking beasts, their lessons simple as market records show. These narrators, diverse yet compelling, wove the bazaar's spirit, their tales a quiet gift as Procopius buildings hints. Their performances were humble yet powerful. A 6th century chronicle describes a storyteller using a wooden staff to mark rhythm, his tale unfolding by lamplight. As market logs note, you're there, the staff tapping, his voice rising, the air thick with anticipation. Some stood on crates, their gestures grand as mosaics show. Others sat among listeners, their stories soft as annals describe. These settings, simple but alive, turned stalls into stages, their words a gentle spell over the market's bustle. Faith shaped their tales. Christian storytellers recounted lives of saints like St. George, their stories blessing listeners. As 6th century church records confirm, you're there, a saint's tale vivid, a pilgrim's eyes bright, the air holy. Some wove hymns into narratives, their words sung near the Hagia Sophia. As liturgical logs note, Jewish elders shared stories of Exodus, their voices low. As synagogue annals hint, this faith woven into their tales gave their stories a sacred glow, their words a quiet prayer. Challenges tested their craft. Justinian's 544 taxes cut into their earnings, their coin bowls light. As Procopius' secret history suggests, you're there, a storyteller counting coppers, his brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Crowds could be fickle. A 6th century tale tells of a poet ignored, his story drowned by market noise. As logs note, riots disrupted performances. The 532 Nikkar riots silenced storytellers. Their tales paused as Malala's records. These struggles, born with resilience, gave their art a fragile beauty, its charm a hard-won light. The Bazaar thrived on their stories. Merchants paused to listen, their trade slowed by tales. As 6th century market records show, you're there, a vendor smiling, a storyteller's voice clear, the air lively with wonder. Pilgrims sought martyr tales, their prayers inspired. As church annals note, children gathered close, their eyes wide, as mosaics depict these moments, fleeting but vivid, wove storytellers into the market's heart, their tales a shared delight. Their craft was honed with care, some memorized epics, their lines practiced in quiet courtyards. As 6th century annals note, you're there, the words rehearsed, a poet's breath steady, the air warm with focus. Others improvised, their tale shaped by listeners' cheers. As Procopius describes, guilds trained young storytellers, their mentors strict. As market records show, these efforts, polished yet free, gave the Bazaar its narrative pulse. Their stories, a quiet harmony. Mysteries cloaked their tales. A 6th century scroll, found in a Mies dig, bore a half-told story, its author unknown. As journals note, you're there, the parchment fragile, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends, recorded by Malalas, speak of a secret tale told only at midnight, its words lost. A 5th century graffito near the Forum, fabula in pace, hints at a forgotten narrator, its meaning unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave storytellers' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy echoed beyond the Bazaar. Martyr tales shaped the Hagia Sophia's liturgy, their words sung in its dome. As church records note, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a story's echo soaring, the air warm with light. Their epics influenced medieval poets, from Greece to Persia. As literary histories show, modern Istanbul storytellers, echoing the Mies, weave tales tied to Byzantine narrators. As UNESCO logs confirm, the storytellers of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its lively paths, spun wonder's heart, their echoes whispering in the city stones. Now let's turn to the healers of the Byzantine Bazaar, where care brought comfort, their remedies a quiet mercy. Healers of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's golden reign, the healers of Constantinople's bazaars offered solace amid the bustling stalls of the Mies and the Forum of Constantine. These caregivers, herbalists, midwives, and devout monks, blended ancient remedies with prayers, tending to merchants, pilgrims, and children in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia. Their stalls, fragrant with herbs and incense, were havens of care, their skills easing ailments in a city alive with trade and faith. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a healer grinding herbs by lamplight, her hands gentle, the air heavy with mint and hope. Let's drift into this world where healing met devotion, and every remedy held a story. Healers were the bazaar's quiet comfort, their presence vital. Herbalists sold salves near the forum, their jars filled with myrrh. As 6th century market records note, you're there, the mortar grinding, her scent soothing, the air warm with care. Midwives aided mothers, their knowledge shared in hushed tones. As church annals describe, monks offered prayers for the sick, their relics touched for miracles. As 6th century finds show, these healers, skilled and compassionate, wove mercy into the market, their work a quiet gift, as Procopius buildings hints. Their stalls were modest sanctuaries. A 6th century dig near the Mise uncovered an herbalist's table, its surface worn, as journals note, you're there, the herbs drying, her hands steady, the air thick with sage. Midwives worked in shaded corners, their cloths clean. As market annals show, monks set up near shrines, their prayers blending with the market's hum. As church logs confirm, these spaces, small but nurturing, were the bazaar's havens, their care a steady balm. Remedies blended tradition and faith. Willow bark tea, brewed for fevers, bubbled in clay pots. As 6th century finds note, you're there, the steam rising, a patient sipping, the air cool with relief. Honey salves soothed wounds, their sweetness prized. As market records show, relics like saints' bones were touched for healing, their power believed divine. As church annals describe, these remedies, rooted in nature and prayer, eased the bazaar's pains, their effect a quiet miracle. Faith guided their hands. Christian healers prayed over patients, their crosses etched on jars. As 6th century artifacts show, you're there, a prayer whispered, a monk's touch gentle, the air holy. Some sold blessed oils, their vials used in Hagia Sophia rites. As liturgical logs note, Jewish healers, respected in the market, used ancient recipes, their work tolerated. As synagogue records hint, this faith, woven into their care, gave their remedies a sacred purpose, their healing a quiet vow. Challenges tested their skill. The 542 plague overwhelmed healers, their herbs scarce. As Theophanes chronicle laments, you're there, a healer weary, her supplies low, the air tense with loss. Crowds brought risk thieves, stole remedies. As a 6th century tale notes, per market logs, suspicion lingered some accused healers of sorcery, their stalls shunned. As annals hint, these trials, faced with resilience, gave their work a fragile weight, its mercy a hard won light. The bazaar relied on their care. Merchants sought salves for aches, their trust absolute. As trade records show, you're there, a vendor relieved, a healer's smile warm, the air lively with gratitude. Pilgrims bought blessed oils, their prayers aided. As church annals note, children ran to healers, their cuts bandaged. As mosaics depict, these acts, humble but essential, wove healers into the market's fabric, their care a shared comfort. Their lives were woven with community. Healers shared recipes, their knowledge passed in market whispers. As 6th century logs note, You're there, the herbs swapped, their voices soft, the air warm with trust, midwives trained daughters, their skills a family bond, as annals show. Some joined guilds, their voices heard, as market records confirm. These bonds, quiet but strong, gave healers strength, their care a steady light. Mysteries cloaked their remedies, a 6th century vial, found in a Mies dig, held an unknown herb. Its healer debated, as journals note. You're there, the vial cool, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends, recorded by Malalas, speak of a hidden healer's stall, its cure secret, a 5th century graffito near the forum. Cura in pace, hints at a forgotten healer, its story unclear, as reports show. These enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave healers' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the bazaar. Healing recipes influenced monastery hospices, their methods preserved, as church records note. You're there, the cathedral glowing, a healer's care echoed, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, sell herbs tied to Byzantine cures, as UNESCO logs confirm. The healers of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its sacred paths, brought mercy's heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the builders of the Byzantine Bazaar, where hands shaped markets, their labor a quiet legacy. Builders of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's ambitious reign. The builders of Constantinople's bazaars shaped the physical heart of the city's markets, their hands raising stalls, arches, and colonnades along the Mies. And in the Forum of Constantine, these masons, carpenters, and laborers crafted the infrastructure that supported the vibrant trade, their work blending practicality with Byzantine elegance. In the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, their hammers and chisels carved spaces where merchants and pilgrims thrived, their labor a foundation for the empire's commerce. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a builder setting a stone under torchlight, his hands steady, the air heavy with dust and purpose. Let's drift into this world where construction met devotion, and every structure held a story. Builders were the bazaar's backbone, their skills essential. Masons laid stone foundations for market stalls, their blocks precise, as 6th century archaeological finds note. You're there, the chisel striking, the stone settling, the air thick with grit. Carpenters framed wooden awnings, their beams sturdy, as market records show. Laborers cleared rubble, their carts creaking along the Mies, as annals describe. These workers, often local guildsmen, built the bazaar's form, their labor a quiet strength, as Procopius buildings hints. Their work sites were alive with effort. A 6th century dig near the Forum uncovered a mason's tools, their edges worn, as journals note. You're there, the hammer ringing, the builder's brow damp, the air warm with toil. Scaffolding rose around colonnades, its wood creaking, as market logs confirm. Near the Golden Horn, builders reinforced wharves, their stones smoothed by waves, As port records show, these sites, dusty but bustling, were the Bazaar's cradle, their rhythm a steady pulse of creation. Materials were a testament to the empire's reach. Limestone from nearby quarries formed stall walls, its texture rough. As archaeological finds note, you're there, the stone cool, a mason's hand guiding, the air sharp with dust, timber from Thrace, hauled by cart, framed roofs, as trade logs detail marble scraps, gifted from Hagia Sophia's surplus, adorned quay arches, as imperial records confirm. These materials, shaped with care, gave the bazaar its enduring form, their beauty a quiet pride. Faith touched their work. Christian builders carved crosses into cornerstones, their marks a blessing. As 6th century finds show, you're there, the chisel precise, a prayer whispered, the air holy. Some worked on market shrines, their stones set for relics. As church annals note, others from diverse faiths built quietly. Jewish laborers shaped synagogue stalls, their skill respected. As synagogue logs hint, this faith woven into their labor gave their work a sacred purpose, their structures a quiet vow. Challenges tested their endurance. Justinian's 544 taxes strained wages, their earnings tight. As Procopius' secret history suggests, you're there, a carpenter counting coins, his brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Accidents were common. A 6th century chronicle tells of a scaffold collapse, its workers spared. As market logs note, fires, like the 532 Nika riots, damaged half-built stalls, their repairs urgent. As Malala's records, these trials, born with grit, gave their work a rugged weight, its progress a hard 1 feet. The bazaar depended on their craft. Merchants needed sturdy stalls, their goods safe. As trade records show, you're there, a vendor arranging wares, a builder watching, the air warm with trust. Pilgrims sought shaded shrines, their prayers sheltered. As church annals note, artisans worked in new workshops, their tools secure. As guild logs confirm, these structures, practical yet vital, wove builders into the market's fabric, their work a shared foundation. Their lives were rooted in community. Builders shared tools, their hammers lent in quiet moments. As market finds note, you're there, the tools passed, their voices low, the air lively with camaraderie. Fathers taught sons masonry, their lessons patient. As guild records show, some joined feasts, their laughter mingling with vendors. As mosaics depict, these bonds, simple but strong, gave builders a place in the bazaar's heart, their labor a steady bond. Mysteries hid in their work. A 6th century stone block, found in a Mies dig, bore an unknown builder's mark, its meaning debated. As journals note, you're there, the stone heavy, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of a hidden vault beneath the forum, its builders forgotten. A 5th century graffito near the Mies, Edifica in pace, hints at a lost craftsman, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, carved in stone, gave builders' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy shaped the bazaar, their arches inspired later markets. Their designs echoed in the Hagia Sophia's arcades. As museum records note, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a builder's pride quiet, the air warm with light, modern Istanbul's grand bazaar, echoing the Mies, stands on Byzantine foundations. As UNESCO logs confirm, the builders of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its lively paths, crafted commerce's heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now let's turn to the scribes of the bazaar, where records kept trade alive, their ink a quiet legacy. Scribes of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's prosperous reign. The scribes of Constantinople's bazaars were the quiet keepers of order, their wax tablets and quills tracking the pulse of trade along the Mies. And in the Forum of Constantine, these record keepers, merchants' aides, guild clerks, and devout scholars wrote contracts, tallied sales, and noted taxes, their work ensuring the markets ran smoothly in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia. Their ink captured the bazaar's rhythm, from the clink of coins to the weight of goods. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a scribe hunched over a tablet, his stylus scratching, the air heavy with parchment and purpose. Let's drift into this world where records met devotion and every note held a story. Scribes were the bazaar's memory, their role essential. Guild clerks recorded merchant sales, their tablets filled with figures. As 6th century market logs note, you're there, the stylus moving, the scribe's focus sharp, the air warm with concentration. Scholars near the Forum wrote trade contracts, their scrolls binding deals. As trade records show, some trained in monasteries noted offerings at market shrines, their work sacred. As church annals confirm, these scribes, skilled and diligent, kept the bazaar's order, their ink a quiet strength, as Procopius buildings hints. Their tools were simple, yet precise. Wax tablets, reusable with a stylus, held daily tallies. As 6th century finds show, you're there, the wax smooth, the scribe's hand steady, the air thick with ink scent. Parchment scrolls, used for formal contracts, were sealed with wax. As market artifacts note, reed pens dipped in iron gall ink traced neat lines, their strokes careful. As museum pieces confirm, these tools, wielded in the market's bustle, turned chaos into clarity, their records a silent art. Faith guided their work. Christian scribes etched crosses on tablets, their marks a blessing. As 6th century finds note, you're there, the cross faint, a prayer whispered, the air holy. Some recorded donations to the Hagia Sophia, their lists aiding priests. As church logs show, Jewish scribes active in the market, tallied synagogue trade, their work respected. As annals hint, this faith, woven into their lines, gave their records a sacred purpose, their writing a quiet vow. Challenges tested their skill. Justinian's 544 tax reforms demanded precise records, their workload heavy. As Procopius' Secret History suggests, you're there, a scribe scribbling late, his lamp dim, the air tense with haste. Errors were costly. A 6th century tablet, found in a Mies dig, bore scratched out figures. Its mistake corrected. As journals note, the 532 Nika riots burned records, their scrolls ash, as Malala's laments. These trials, born with care, gave their work a fragile weight, its accuracy a hard 1 feet. The Bazaar relied on their diligence. Merchants needed sales tallied, their profits clear. As trade logs show, you're there, a vendor waiting, a scribe's tally final, the air warm with trust. Guards checked tax records, their patrols guided by scribes' lists. As market annals note, pilgrims' offerings were noted, their gifts recorded. As church records confirm, these tasks, humble but vital, wove scribes into the market's fabric, their records a shared order. Their lives were tied to the bazaar's pulse. Scribes worked in shaded stalls, their tables small. As 6th century finds show, you're there, the tablet full, their voices low, the air lively with chatter. Some trained apprentices, their lessons patient. As guild records note, others joined market feasts, their laughter blending with vendors. As mosaics depict, these bonds, quiet but strong, gave scribes a place in the bazaar's heart, their work a steady bond. Mysteries hid in their records. A 6th century tablet, found in a forum dig, bore an unknown merchant cipher, its meaning debated. As journals note, you're there, the tablet heavy, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of a hidden ledger, its trade secrets buried. A 5th century graffito near the Mies, scriptum in pace, hints at a lost scribe, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, inked in silence, gave scribes' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the bazaar. Trade records shaped Justinian's tax laws, their figures guiding the empire. As imperial logs note, you're there, the Hagia Sophia gleaming, a scribe's work vital, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, rely on record keepers, their spirit tied to Byzantine scribes. As UNESCO logs confirm, the scribes of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its lively paths, wrote order's heart, their echoes whispering in the city stones. Now let's turn to the pilgrims' shrines of the Byzantine Bazaar, where faith found refuge, their sanctity a quiet haven. Pilgrims' shrines of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's radiant reign. The pilgrims' shrines tucked within Constantinople's bazaars offered sacred havens amid the bustling stalls of the Mies and the Forum of Constantine. These small altars and relic niches, adorned with crosses and flickering lamps, drew weary travelers seeking blessings in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia. Built by devout artisans and tended by monks, these shrines held relics and icons, their sanctity a quiet anchor for pilgrims navigating the market's hum. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a pilgrim kneeling at a stone shrine. A candle's glow soft, the air heavy with incense and reverence. Let's drift into this world where faith met refuge, and every shrine held a story. The shrines with the bazaar's spiritual heart, their presence cherished. Small altars built of limestone stood near the forum, their surfaces etched with prayers. As 6th century archaeological finds note, you're there, the stone cool, a pilgrim's hand tracing, the air warm with devotion. Niches in the mies held relic splinters of the true cross or saints' bones. As church records show, monks lit oil lamps, their flames steady. As market annals describe, these shrines, modest yet sacred, offered solace, their sanctity a quiet gift. As Procopius buildings hints, their creation was a labor of faith. Artisans carved shrine stones, their chisels guided by prayers. As 6th century finds confirm, you're there, the hammer tapping, the artisan's focus deep, the air thick with dust. Builders raised canopies, their wood painted with doves. As market logs note, monks blessed each shrine, their chants soft. As liturgical records show, these efforts, blending skill and devotion, made the shrines a haven, their construction a silent vow in the market's bustle. Relics were their sacred core. A 6th century niche near the forum held a saint's finger bone, its reliquary silver. As church annals note, you're there, the relic gleaming, a pilgrim's eyes wide, the air holy. Icons of the Virgin, painted with care, hung above altars, their colors vivid. As museum artifacts show, offerings, coins, and cloth piled at shrines, their gifts humble. As market records confirm, these treasures, touched by faith, drew pilgrims' hearts, their power a quiet miracle. Faith defined their purpose. Christian pilgrims prayed for healing, their hands touching relics. As 6th century church logs describe, you're there, a prayer whispered, a monk nodding, the air warm with hope. Some shrines hosted rites, their altars used for Eucharist. As liturgical records note, Jewish pilgrims, though fewer, left offerings at market edges, their presence tolerated. As synagogue annals hint, this faith, woven into the shrines, gave them a sacred glow, their sanctity a quiet anchor. Challenges shadowed their upkeep. The 542 plague emptied shrines, their pilgrims scarce. As Theophanes chronicle laments, you're there, the altar bare, a monk's lamp dim, the air tense with loss. Thieves targeted relics. A 6th century tale tells of a shrine robbed, its guard distraught. As market logs note, riots like the 532 Nika riots damaged altars, their stones cracked. As Malala's records, these trials, faced with care, gave the shrines a fragile grace, their sanctity a hard-won light. The bazaar embraced their presence. Pilgrims sought shrines for blessings, their journeys complete. As church records show, you're there, a traveler kneeling, a monk's smile gentle, the air lively with faith. Merchants donated oil, their lamps fueling shrines. As trade logs note, guards protected altars, their watch steady. as market annals confirm these acts, humble but vital, wove shrines into the market's fabric, their reverence a shared comfort. Their keepers were a community of care. Monks swept shrine steps, their brooms gentle, as 6th century finds show. You're there, the dust settling, their voices low, the air warm with duty. Women offered flowers, their bouquets bright, as market mosaics depict. Children lit candles, their hands careful, as annals note. These bonds, quiet but strong, gave shrines their warmth, their keepers a steady light in the bazaar's bustle. Mysteries cloaked their sanctity. A 6th century relic box, found in a Mies dig, bore an unknown saint's mark, its story debated, as journals note. You're there, the box glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends, recorded by Malalas, speak of a hidden shrine, its relics buried during unrest. A 5th century graffito near the forum, sanctum in pace, hints at a lost altar, its tale unclear, as reports show. These enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave shrines an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the bazaar. Shrines inspired the Hagia Sophia's altars, their designs echoed in its nave, as church records note. You're there, the cathedral glowing, a pilgrim's prayer soft, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's mosques, echoing the Mises shrines, draw worshippers, their spirit tied to Byzantine faith, as UNESCO logs confirm. The pilgrims' shrines of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its sacred paths, held faith at heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now let's turn to the traders of the Golden Horn, where ships brought wealth, their voyages a quiet epic. Traders of the Golden Horn in the 6th century, under Justinian's prosperous reign. The traders of the Golden Horn fueled Constantinople's bazaars, their ships docking at the bustling port to unload treasures from distant shores. From the wharves near the Mies, these merchant sailors, importers, and caravan leaders brought wine, grain, and ivory, their goods flowing into the markets and sustaining the empire's heart. Their voyages across stormy seas and perilous roads were a dance of risk and reward, their lives tied to the rhythm of trade. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a trader guiding a ship into the Horn, its sails taut, the air heavy with salt and ambition. Let's drift into this world where commerce met adventure, and every cargo held a story. The Golden Horn was the empire's gateway, its waters alive. Ships from Alexandria docked with grain, their hulls heavy, as 6th century port logs note. You're there, the waves lapping, a trader shouting orders, the air sharp with brine. Caravans from Persia arrived via land, their camels laden with spices. As trade records show, local merchants unloaded fish, their nets dripping. As market annals confirm, these traders, tethered to the Horn, fed the bazaar's pulse, their goods a quiet lifeline, as Procopius Wars hints. Their diversity was striking. Egyptian sailors brought papyrus, their scrolls prized, as 6th century finds note. You're there, the bundles stacked, their voices warm, the air lively with barter. Syrians traded incense, their sacks fragrant, as port logs detail. Gothic merchants offered furs, their pelts soft, as archaeological hoards show. These traders from every corner made the horn a crossroads, their presence a quiet strength, as Theophanes' chronicle suggests. Their voyages were fraught with peril, storms sank ships. A 6th century wreck off the Bosporus held lost wine jars. As excavations reveal, you're there, the deck tilting, a trader's hands gripping, the air tense with wind. Pirates lurked, a chronicle tells of a caravan ambushed near Antioch, its goods stolen. As Malala's notes, disease spread on ships. The 542 plague struck crews, their sails idle, as port records lament. These risks, braved for trade, gave their journeys a rugged weight, their success a hard-won prize. Goods were treasures of the world, ivory from Africa, carved into combs, gleamed in stalls, as museum artifacts show. You're there, the ivory smooth, a buyer's fingers tracing, the air warm with awe. Wine from Crete filled amphorae, its scent rich, as port logs note. Linen from Egypt, woven fine, draped market tables, as trade records confirm. These cargoes, carried across seas, filled the bazaar with wealth, their allure a quiet draw. Faith touched their trade. Christian traders prayed before sailing, their crosses etched on crates, as 6th century finds show. You're there, a prayer whispered, a sailor's hand steady, the air holy. Some offered incense at horn shrines, their smoke curling, as church logs note. Jewish merchants marked cargoes with Hebrew seals, their faith quiet, as synagogue records hint. This faith, woven into their trade, gave their work a sacred purpose, their voyages a quiet vow. Challenges tested their resolve. Justinian's 544 taxes squeezed profits, their ledgers strained, as Procopius' secret history suggests. You're there, a trader counting coins, his brow furrowed, the air tense with worry. Customs delays held ships. A 6th century log notes a cargo stalled, its owner frustrated, as port records show. Deceptions were common, fake ivory passed as real, its buyers cheated, as market annals warn. These trials, faced on choppy waters, gave their trade a fragile edge, its rewards a quiet triumph. The bazaar thrived on their cargoes. Artisans used their linen for robes, their looms busy, as trade logs note. You're there, a weaver buying, a trader's smile warm, the air lively with exchange. Pilgrims sought incense for offerings, their prayers fragrant, as church records show. The court demanded ivory palace logs. Note Theodora's orders for carved panels. These exchanges, vital yet fleeting, wove traders into the bazaar's heart, their goods a shared treasure. Mysteries cloaked their voyages. A 6th century ship's seal, found in a horn dig, bore an unknown trader's mark, its origin debated, as journals note. You're there, the seal glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malala's speak of a lost cargo, its treasures buried, a 5th century graffito near the port. Naviga in pace, hints at a forgotten sailor. Its story unclear, as reports show. These enigmas, carried on the waves, gave traders' lives an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy fueled the empire, their trade funded the Hagia Sophia, its wealth logged in imperial records. You're there, the cathedral rising, a trader's coin heavy, the air warm with pride. Modern Istanbul's ports, echoing the golden horn, bustle with commerce, their spirit tied to Byzantine traders. As UNESCO logs confirm, the traders of the Golden Horn, from Constantinople's wharves to its lively markets, bound wealth's heart, their echoes whispering in the city stones. Now, let's turn to the feasts of the Byzantine Bazaar, where meals brought community. Their flavors, a quiet joy. Feasts of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century, under Justinian's vibrant reign. The feasts of Constantinople's bazaars brought the community together, their tables laden with the bounty of the Mies and the Forum of Constantine. These gatherings, held in market courtyards or near the Golden Horn, united merchants, pilgrims, and artisans in moments of shared joy. Their meals flavored with spices and warmed by laughter in the shadow of the Hagia Sophia. These feasts were a celebration of trade, faith, and fellowship, their aromas drifting through the evening air as you settle into the night's calm. Picture a long table under a canopy, plates piled with bread and fish, the air heavy with wine and warmth. Let's drift into this world where feasts met devotion, and every meal held a story. The feasts were the bazaar's heart, their gatherings lively. Merchants hosted banquets in the forum, their tables set for guild members. As 6th century market records note, you're there, the cloth bright, a vendor's laugh loud, the air warm with cheer. Pilgrims shared simple meals near shrines, their bread blessed. As church annals describe, artisans celebrated trade deals with roasted lamb, their fires glowing as mosaics depict. These feasts, grand or humble, wove the bazaar's spirit, their joy a quiet gift, as Procopius buildings hints. Their settings were vibrant, yet simple. Courtyards near the Mies held long benches, their wood worn smooth. As 6th century finds show, you're there, the seats full, a musician strumming, the air thick with smoke. Torches lit evening feasts, their flames dancing, as market logs note. Near the Golden Horn, tables faced the water, their views serene, as port records confirm. These spaces, alive with chatter, turned the bazaar into a hearth, their warmth a steady embrace. Food was a treasure of the empire's reach, bread baked with local grain, steamed on platters. A 6th century kitchen finds note, you're there, the crust warm, a guest breaking it, the air rich with yeast. Fish from the Bosporus, grilled with herbs, filled plates. As market annals show, spices, cinnamon, and pepper from India, flavored stews, their scents bold, as trade logs confirm. These dishes, crafted with care, made feasts a delight, their flavors a quiet song of the bazaar. Faith blessed their tables. Christian hosts prayed before meals, their crosses raised. As 6th century church records note, you're there, a prayer soft, a monk's voice low, the air holy. Some feasts followed Hagia Sophia rites, their guests chanting hymns. As liturgical logs show, Jewish merchants shared Sabbath meals, their rituals quiet. As synagogue annals hint, this faith, woven into their gatherings, gave feasts a sacred glow, their fellowship a quiet vow. Challenges shadowed their joy, the 542 plague-thinned gatherings, their tables half empty. As Theophanes chronicle laments, you're there, the benches bare, a host's smile faint, the air tense with loss, food shortages caused by war. Strained feasts, a 6th century log, notes sparse meals. As Malala's records, disputes flared market annals, tell of a banquet halted by a merchant's quarrel. Its peace broken, these trials, faced with resilience, gave feasts a fragile warmth, their joy a hard-won light. The Bazaar thrived on their gatherings. Merchants sealed deals over wine, their toasts binding trust. As trade records show, you're there, the cups raised, a vendor's nod firm, the air lively with agreement. Pilgrims found comfort at communal tables, their stories shared. As church logs note, artisans gifted dishes, their pottery prized. As guild annals confirm, these moments, shared in fellowship, wove feasts into the market's fabric, their warmth a shared treasure. Community shaped their spirit, cooks worked together, their fires tended by neighbors. As 6th century finds note, you're there, the pots simmering, their laughter bright, the air warm with camaraderie. Children served plates, their hands quick. As mosaics depict, women spiced dishes, their recipes shared. As market logs show, these bonds, quiet but deep, gave feasts their heart, their unity a steady light in the bazaar's bustle. Mysteries lingered in their gatherings, a 6th century clay cup, found in a Mies dig, bore an unknown toast, its meaning debated. As journals note, you're there, the cup glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends, recorded by Malalas, speak of a secret feast held in a hidden courtyard, its guests unknown. A 5th century graffito near the forum, convivium in pace, hints at a lost banquet, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's corners, gave feasts an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the bazaar. Feasts strengthened trade bonds, their trust fueling the Hagia Sophia's wealth. As imperial records note, you're there, the cathedral glowing, a merchant's toast echoed, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, host communal meals, their spirit tied to Byzantine feasts. As UNESCO logs confirm, the feasts of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its lively paths, wove community's heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the night watch of the Byzantine Bazaar, where guardians kept vigil, their silence a quiet duty. Night watch of the Byzantine Bazaar in the 6th century. Under Justinian's steady reign, The night watch of Constantinople's bazaars stood as silent protectors, their lanterns casting soft glows along the darkened Mies, and the quiet forum of Constantine. These sentinel soldiers, guild watchmen, and local volunteers patrolled the markets after dusk, guarding stalls, goods, and shrines from thieves and mishaps. In the shadow of the Hagia Sophia, their vigilant steps ensured the bazaar's treasures rested safely, their presence a quiet shield in the stillness of night. As you settle into the night's calm, picture a watchman pacing a silent alley, his lantern flickering, the air heavy with dew and duty. Let's drift into this world where vigilance met devotion, and every patrol held a story. The night watch was the bazaar's guardian, their role crucial. Imperial soldiers patrolled the forum, their cloaks blending with shadows. As 6th century military logs note, you're there, their steps soft, a stall's awning still, the air cool with night. Guild watchmen, hired by merchants, guarded warehouses, their spears ready as market records show. Volunteers, often local men, watched smaller stalls, their loyalty fierce, as annals describe. These sentinels, steadfast and unseen, kept the bazaar secure, their watch a quiet strength, as Procopius Wars hints. Their duties were varied and demanding. Watchmen checked locks on stalls, their keys heavy, as 6th century finds note. You're there, the bolt secure, a sentinel's hand testing, the air tense with care. They lit lamps near shrines, their flames guarding relics, as church logs show. Some escorted late traders to the Golden Horn, their paths dark, as port records confirm. These tasks, routine but vital, wove safety into the bazaar silence, their vigilance a steady anchor. Faith guided their steps. Christian watchmen prayed at market shrines, their crosses worn, as 6th century artifacts show. You're there, a prayer whispered, a lantern's glow soft, the air holy. Some stood vigil for Hagia Sophia pilgrims, their watch blessed, as church annals note. Jewish volunteers guarded synagogue stalls, their duty quiet, as synagogue logs hint. This faith, woven into their patrols, gave their work a sacred purpose, their watch a quiet vow. Danger lurked in the shadows, thieves struck at night. A 6th century chronicle tells of a watchman catching a looter, his chase swift, as market logs note. You're there, the alley dark, his shout sharp, the air charged with pursuit. Fires were a threat, a 532 blaze, sparked after riots, threatened stalls, as Malala's records. Stray dogs roamed, their bark startling, as annals hint. These risks, faced with courage, gave their watch a gritty weight, its peace a hard-won calm. The bazaar relied on their protection. Merchants slept soundly, their goods safe, as trade records show. You're there, a stall locked, a watchman passing, the air warm with trust. Pilgrims left offerings untouched, their relics secure, as church logs note. Artisans rested, their tools guarded, as guild annals confirm. These efforts, silent but essential, wove the night watch into the market's fabric, their vigilance a shared comfort. Their lives were bound to the bazaar, watchmen trained in torchlit courtyards, their drills precise. As military records note, you're there, the shadows shifting, a captain's voice low, the air sharp with discipline. Some shared tales with vendors at dawn, their laughter soft, as mosaics depict. Others had families. Annals tell of a watchman's daughter lighting his lantern, her hands small. These bonds, quiet but strong, gave the night watch a place in the bazaar's heart, their duty a steady light. Mysteries cloaked their patrols, a 6th century bronze token found in a Mies dig bore an unknown watchman's mark, its meaning debated. As journals note, you're there, the token glinting, the air thick with questions, the riddle unanswered. Legends recorded by Malalas speak of a hidden watch post, its guards forgotten. A 5th century graffito near the forum knocks in pace, hints at a lost sentinel, its story unclear. As reports show, these enigmas, tucked in the market's shadows, gave the night watch an air of mystery, their secrets enduring. Their legacy lived in the bazaar, their vigilance protected trade, fueling the Hagia Sophia's wealth. As imperial records note, you're there, the cathedral gleaming, a watchman's duty silent, the air warm with light. Modern Istanbul's markets, echoing the Mies, rely on night guards, their spirit tied to Byzantine sentinels. As UNESCO logs confirm, the night watch of the Byzantine Bazaar, from Constantinople's stalls to its quiet paths, kept safety's heart, their echoes whispering in the city's stones. Now, let's turn to the artisans' guilds of the Byzantine Bazaar, where craft united workers, their skills a quiet legacy.